Ready to go.
All right, I'm coming here to interview Bill Anderson. He's the author. I helped put together this interesting book. It's called Seeking Heaven's Gate in LA. And the situation was Bill did grow up in Los Angeles, and as the gangs were coming into their power, of course, we all like to glamorize Hollywood, that's why the sign is here. But there's an underbelly going on here of young people and young men, women, teenagers who are really destroying their lives, or even killing, shooting each other. And that happens in big cities now. We are in New York City, but Bill knows what's happening in Los Angeles, Chicago, all the big cities. Children and young people are just killing each other with no reason. So this book is something for them to read, and even young people can get some good ideas from it. So Bill, I'm going to ask you to take over, and you've had the experience of gangs, and you firsthand, yeah. You want to share some of your anecdotes or stories of growing up as a teenager in your community there. It was called South Central Los Angeles, is that right?
South Central Los Angeles. Okay. That's the heartbeat of the gangs where they started at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, gangs started everywhere, but the most recent, I ain't gonna say popular, but the most recent popularized gang is the Crips.
Right. And
their underlings.
Mm-hmm.
And their rivals.
Right. Now, did you have some suggestions or ideas for your experiences with the, you were with the Crips, or involved with the Crips mostly, is that
Yeah,
right?
the Crips, they were the ones that was living in our neighborhoods where I grew up at.
Yeah.
You know, the area, you know, where I lived at happened to be Crips.
Okay.
There's other areas that, you know, there, cause like Inglewood Family, the Pyrus and the Brims, they were the main gangs that didn't like the Crips, but we didn't live in their area.
Okay.
We lived nearby, kind of close, but not directly in their area.
Yeah. But there would sometimes be gang confrontations or wars, maybe in the parks or other places. They would happen to come across each other. And then
Oh yes, the main places where they started doing that fighting and turf wars and stuff started in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the park was, there was likely to be a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, my family, we used to go to the parks all the time, but it started to get out of hand where, you know, it was dangerous to go because there would be gangbangers there, or a particular gang that, quote unquote, owned that park.
Yeah, right.
You know, this is our turf, this is our park.
Uh-huh.
So
Even
it was
families.
dangerous where families just pretty much stopped going.
Yeah.
Because even though there wasn't no shootings there, shooting wasn't happening at the time.
Yeah.
But the presence was there,
and the violence,
and it was like kind of dangerous, you know.
Yeah. And violence was there too, right?
Violence was there too. You know, they'd be off to a corner or some part of the park, and you know, you'll never know when something is set off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of scary too because you don't want to wander away from your parents. And if there's a gangster or somebody around, you know, maybe want to bully you or pick on you, or try to take your money or whatever.
Yeah, they're stealing. Even stealing lunch money was a big thing too,
Yes.
where you went to school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to say that, you know, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, October 14, 1961, near Hollywood at Kaiser Permanente Hospital. And I was born into this world with two loving families who went to church all the time. Well, mainly my father, he went to church all the time.
Yeah.
Going to church, it didn't seem that bad at first, but when you get to my preteens, it's starting to get, you know, didn't want to go, you know, had to go, had to see your friends go. I mean, not go to church, but I'd see them like, you know, lay in bed, sleep through, you know, morning away, and I go to church, and you know, I want to do the same thing too, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
My father would get up, he said, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning come, Gotta get up, get up, get up.
Yeah, right.
He ain't staying here.
There's no, yeah,
you know,
yeah. He was,
so
he was a good father, though, right? He was there with your father, your mother. They stayed married together, and they helped raise the family together.
yes, yes.
Right.
Eventually, it turned out that way. At first, I didn't think it was so. Because you want to have somebody, let you do things instead like other ones, other kids, friends would have had going on for them. But down the road, I see where it was a good thing, and I'm glad it happened.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, some black fathers have had the bad reputation of having children, but then they don't stay with the family, right?
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah.
And my father, he got married kind of late. I think he was like 35 when he got married. My mother was 25 at the time when they first met and got married. And he said that whenever he did get married, he didn't want his wife to work. She had to like stay home and just take care of us. And that turned out to be good too, because the 59th Street School, the elementary school that we went to, me and my brother, and we went home for lunch. It was like right around the corner. My mother was there all the time. Went there every day home for lunch, and she cooked the best hamburgers in the world.
Yeah, right.
And the food was good.
Yeah,
and
right.
after eating home for lunch food, and then go back to school.
But the changes did start from junior high and high school with the staying at school for lunch, probably. And
Yes, because it was got further
yeah,
away.
Further away. So
Further
you had
away.
to deal with the gangs at the school then.
After school.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, in elementary school, during the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, that's when the Crips started. You hear rumors about the Crips. I always heard about gangs and stuff out of school, but there was no gangs in my elementary school, 59th Street School. There was no gangs. The only thing that most of the boys would do would see who's best in sports, who had the best clothes, and actually who could fight. Who's the best fighter.
But ultimately, as you guys got older, teenagers and whatever, you saw some of the boys getting into trouble with the police or getting killed or anything else that was happening, maybe, the police?
Mainly, I didn't see them get involved with the police, but I'm pretty sure eventually it happened down the road.
Yeah, sure.
But there was rumors about Horseman Junior High School, which was the junior high school that we were supposed to go to after we finished elementary school. And the rumors were that if you went there, the Crips would be there at first. The Crips would be there, and then you have a tendency you might get beat up.
Yeah.
You might get jammed, get your money taken from you,
Yeah.
and they're terrified.
Yeah,
They're
right,
terrified to
sure.
hear that.
It's a scary experience having to go to school and deal with the gangs, and your father is taking you to church on Sundays, trying to make you a good Christian. So there's
Yes.
that conflict Bill was going through, that's for sure. But show me your coat, because we want to quickly review. This was a particular kind of coat or dress for the Crips?
Yeah, to identify a Crip, the one thing you would notice, the first thing you would notice, the earring. They have an earring in their left earlobe. And they will wear leather jackets, one similar to this. They will wear khakis, khaki pants.
Right.
They were Levi's jeans. They would sag. They would sag their pants
Yeah, no belt maybe or something.
They wear a belt.
But
They wear
the
belt,
pants are
but
sagging.
the pants are sagging, and you
Yeah.
can see their boxer shorts.
Yeah, okay.
And when you see that, you would notice that. You would know that this person is gangbanging.
Yeah, gang.
More likely he's a Crip.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
the whole Horseman was a Crip school.
And the Crip colors were again blue and white or some such colors?
Crip colors were blue.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I got a bandana right here.
Yeah. Well,
They're
okay.
blue like this.
Uh-huh.
You see something like this, you know for sure that they're gangbanging,
Yeah.
and they were the Crip.
And they would wear it around their forehead up front, or not?
Well, you didn't see too much of that in the beginning.
no.
They would pretty much have it in their back pocket.
Back pocket.
Be neatly pressed,
Yeah.
kind of like that,
Mhm.
hanging out the back pocket.
And that was their
Pretty
sign.
much the back pocket, you see it like hanging like that.
Yeah, identification.
Identification,
For the
mhm.
Crips. All right, good.
Yes.
All right, well, it was a scary experience and unique stories about growing up. And we want young people, even not only the young men, but even the girls sometimes get involved with gangs. We gotta try to stop the shooting, unnecessary killing of each other, and Seeking Heaven's Gate is going to do something to help the people, young people, boys and girls, young men, young women, aim for a better life and a reminder of what can be done. So Bill's life is starting to pay off and do something good for others. So please read this, or have the young people read this. It's a great, interesting story about going through these startup the gangs in Los Angeles, and this is the underbelly situation of the great glamorous Hollywood. So keep this in mind, and we want to keep in touch and hear from you as well. So I'm going to let Bill go, and I'm going to end this. We'll be talking some more. Thank you.